Good morning, everyone. You may be seated. I'm Superintendent Debbie Ham, and I'm humbled and honored today to have the privilege of welcoming you here. I think I speak for everyone here that we're very proud of the accomplishments of these graduates. Khalees, Edgar, Benjamin, Caitlin, Kelsey, Randall, Lorenzo, and Carlos. You have had a tremendous amount of support during your school career, which has come from your family, your teachers, and your friends. Your perseverance has brought you here today, and we wish you great success and happiness as you continue through life. Thank you for bringing us so much joy and pride. We will miss your smiling faces. Again, congratulations to you and your families on your graduation day. And now, please stand again for the national anthem and the presentation of colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we're going to have the recognition of platform guests. It gives me great honor to introduce our Board of Trustees. They will stand as their names are called. The Honorable James A. Manning, Chair of the Richland Two Board. The Honorable Amelia Mackey, who is not able to be with us this morning, Vice Chair. The Honorable Craig Plank, Secretary for the Board. The Honorable Lindsay Agostini. Unable to be with us this morning, the Honorable Monica Elkins-Johnson, and also Honorable Cheryl Caution-Parker, and the Honorable James Shadd III. From Richland Two Administration, our Superintendent, Dr. Deborah Ham. Our Superintendent-elect, Dr. Baron Davis. Member of the Superintendent's Executive Team, Dr. Marshalyn Franklin, Assistant Superintendent. Mr. Keith Price, Assistant Superintendent. Dr. James Ann Sheely, Assistant Superintendent. Mr. Jack Carter, Chief Operations Officer. Mr. Tom Cramner, Chief Technology Officer. Dr. Helen Grant, Chief Diversity and Multicultural Inclusion Officer. Ms. Nancy Gregory, Chief Instructional Officer. Harry Miley, Chief Financial Officer. Libby Roof, Chief Communications Officer. Sean Williams, Chief Human Resources Officer. We would like to welcome all of you as we continue through our program. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Hi, everybody. I wanted to introduce our guest speaker today. Many of you know Jim Childers as an assistant principal at Spring Valley High School. Outstanding assistant principal. Many of you may even know him as at one time he was the top high school basketball coach in the state of South Carolina, and went on to be an assistant coach at Louisiana State University and coached some of the greatest basketball players in the world, such as Shaquille O'Neal. But many of you may not know is that Jim Childers is a father of a special needs child, and it is my honor to introduce Jim Childers as our guest speaker today.
Good morning. Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, and the graduating class of 2017. Again, as Craig said, my name is Jim Childers, and I'm an assistant principal at Spring Valley High School. It is an honor to be here today and to address our fine graduates. I'm finishing up my 19th year at the Valley and have spent 42 years either in high school or college level, but my biggest connection to many of you who are attending today is I am also a father to a special needs daughter. In 1974, I married my longtime sweetheart, Cindy Short, and she gave birth to our daughter, Amy. The pregnancy did not go as planned, and instead of being born in October, little Amy arrived on August 10th, 9 weeks premature and weighing just under 4 pounds. She was immediately housed in an incubator the only time we had a chance to hold her for brief periods was through the opening of the incubator. She remained there for a month before we were finally able to bring her home. She eventually began to put on weight and everything seemed to be progressing as usual, although it was a little slower, until she was around a year old and we noticed she was unable to do things that other children her age were able to do. She was very stiff, could not sit up without our assistance. We had to be careful because she would fall over if she wasn't propped up with pillows. My wife's visit to her doctor revealed that Amy had cerebral palsy. This was quite a shock as a young parent. You see, no one is really equipped as parents to raise children, but especially children with special needs. First of all, Amy is the sweetest girl in the world. She has a mind like a trap. I forget names and dates while Amy doesn't. I call on her to remind me what a person's birthday or name is. On the same token, if I ask her to turn right, she's probably going to turn left. She has a neuromuscular condition or plastic diplegia that affects her left side more than the right and prevents her from walking or standing upright. She also has a scoliosis or curvature of the spine that at times can be very painful and required surgery to install a baclofen pump that administers medicine to her spinal cord to control the pain. She is also a very complicated medical case that has required dozens of hospitalizations. In spite of her physical and mental limitations, my wife and I decided early to involve Amy in everything that we did and to expose her to as much as she could handle physically and mentally. She is visually impaired and is very sensitive to loud noises. We found out early that Amy could not attend fireworks shows or rodeos because they had loud bangs and cracking whips, which usually sent her into hysteria. Amy's brother, Jay, came along 3 years later with no problems. I was a high school teacher and coach, and my wife a dental hygienist. If I had a basketball game, Cindy and the kids were always there. When we went on vacations, Amy and Jay were always there. Our kids loved the water, and we were always doing things either at the lake or at the swimming pool. Amy was especially fond of water and would try her best to swim, sometimes kicking and moving her arms as best she could while her head was underwater. I know some parents thought I was abusing my child when I would pull her up to the surface and she would be choking from accidentally sucking in water. After she finished coughing, she would immediately duck her head down and start swimming again. It was a great exercise for someone who was in a wheelchair and movement was limited. There was no chance, and she could be unattended for more than a few seconds, and she was mostly swimming in place. However, it revealed to us her desire to keep pushing on, even at the cost of pain or discomfort. On one particular day at the lake, everyone was water skiing, including my friends and their children. My wife and I always wanted Amy to feel included with our activities, so I decided to let her try to water ski. I put her arms under Amy's armpits, and after the boat dragged us through the water for what seems an eternity, we finally surfaced, and she and I were gracefully gliding across the lake with her little feet dangling sometimes splashing in the water. Everything was going great until another boat crossed her path and made a big, huge wake. I should have let go of the ropes and glided to a stop, but decided instead to accept the challenge. I did not turn out as planned. It was mother of all wipeouts, by the way. The skis and I went one way, and Amy and her life vest went the other. After gathering myself, I quickly swam to Amy and made sure she was okay, just knowing this would end our skiing experiment or water activity for the future. Once she finished coughing and had some time to recover, she wanted to go again. Another instance was when I took kids over to Six Flags of Houston. Since Amy was confined to a wheelchair, the people at Six Flags had a policy where they ushered us to the front of the line and to this new and wild and crazy roller coaster ride they had there. I had to hold on to her because she was not equipped to support herself in the seat. Once she and I were strapped in, the coaster took off through a number of steep and up-down turns and upside-down loops for what again seemed like eternity. It was very stressful because I had to really hold on to her during the ride while trying to maintain my composure. We finally got to the end, and I was actually feeling a little nauseous. It was time to disembark when one of the staff members came over and said that it was their policy also to allow handicapped individuals another chance to ride consecutively. Because it takes so long to get them strapped in. She asked Amy if she wanted to go again, which she quickly replied yes. I couldn't say no to her because she was having so much fun. Off again we went, me holding on to her for dear life, and now feeling doubly nauseated. At the end of the second ride, I just knew we were getting off. But they saw how much fun Amy was having, and guess what? Six-member staff member approached us, but instead of helping us off, she told Amy she could ride again. Believe it or not, we rode the roller coaster 3 times in a row. I guess when we came back rolling in the third time, and the lady saw how pale my face was, she knew it was time not to ask again. It took me at least a half hour to recover. I share these stories with you because as parents, we want our kids to experience the most in life, and we're willing to do anything for our children. 2 things that I have learned in my experience of raising a special needs child. One is that there's always someone who has more challenges than you. And 2, there are no challenge that is too great for you to handle. I didn't tell you that all the stories about the dozens of surgeries, the roadblocks you encounter with accessibility and inclusion. These are just the things you encounter with a special child. You've heard it takes a village to raise a child. It is never truer with special needs. Fortunately, my wife and I had very supportive parents who were there to help us through our struggles. Our church was huge in its support and encouragement, and my daughter benefited greatly from wonderful teachers, aides, and administrators who were genuine concern about her as a person. We had a couple of roadblocks along the way. One instance in particular was when my daughter was transitioning to elementary school. The principal at this school, not in Richland School District 2, let me tell you, felt Amy would be better off in a more restrictive environment, and she had concerns that their school could not take on the added responsibility of a special needs student with her physical and mental limitations. As parents, we knew what our child needed and insisted on her being a part of the regular program with some limitations. I'm taking credit for a huge amount of why my daughter was successful, but truth is my wife was the one who made sure Amy's needs were met. She was a pit bull. When it came to her children, and on occasion when the door was closed in her face, she would be the one to knock it down. And Amy eventually was allowed to be mainstream at the school, and during her first year was selected as Student of the Month. The administrator who was reluctant to allow my daughter to attend her school ended up being one of her biggest supporters. My job took me to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where Amy attended school up to her junior year. It was a struggle physically and mentally for Amy, but she stayed the course, and although we moved her senior year to Memphis, she eventually graduated there. You know, no one really attains success without support of some kind, and our graduates today have benefited from the love and support of parents, family, church members, teachers, and aides. I'm so proud of the special ed teachers and support staff at Spring Valley High School, and from what I've seen, it is that way throughout the district. They have a genuine interest in all our students and work very hard to make sure each and every one of them are given the support, attention, and services needed to meet their needs. They go above and beyond to involve and expose our students to all the activities at our schools. At Spring Valley, they run the recycle program that gathers the recycle containers from each of our classrooms and offices and separates them into items that different recycling products. They maintain all our live plants throughout the building by watering them each week. They operate the school store and provide supplies and snacks to our students. They bake cookies and doggy treats as fundraisers for the program. They provide a shopping service for our teachers and staff at the next door Walmart. They do the laundry for our athletic programs. They sell decorative blocks, and they roll coins for our staff members, and they shred documents for our teachers and administrators. When I walk through our special ed classes, I see our students are always actively engaged in activities that will help them develop lifelong skills. I've not seen a more dedicated group of teachers and aides anywhere. They have each and every student's best interests at heart, and I'm proud to be part of a school with such loving and dedicated people. We also have a number of students and student groups that have done a great job working with our special ed students. Our Circle of Friends meets every day in the cafeteria. They also participate in the Spring Valley Green and Gold Prom. Our National Honor Society sponsored a Valentine's Day dance for our students, and the Student Council helped to plan and coordinate one of the most worthwhile events I've seen, and that's the district-wide special needs. prom. It was a great success. I've never seen a happier and more energetic group of students. I've seen, probably a lot of you were at this prom that we had for the, not too long ago. The disc jockey had the music blaring and the students were dressed up to a T, were putting on the dance moves on the gym floor. This could not have happened without the coordination and support from all the special ed teachers and aides throughout the district. It was tough to coordinate with the district bus transportation, did it. They got everybody there. Also, we had some assistance with MUV Fitness and SC Oncology, Richland County Sheriff Department, Chick-fil-A, and Coca-Cola also chipped in to make this event one to remember. I really do hope we can continue to do this in our district. It was really a wonderful occasion. Lastly, parents, your son and daughter has benefited from their active school experiences. The lessons they have learned are lifelong and have helped move them to more independence. The challenge you face as parents is to maintain the same active experience for your child and hopefully move them toward a life of independence if possible. You will find out it's a stark contrast after graduation. They will be moving from public education that is mandated for them and entitled them to services to eligible for services. What I've learned is eligible for services is not a guarantee. There will be more challenges ahead and possibly some doors to knock down on the way. I'm sure all our graduates have experienced hardships and challenges, but it's a testament to them, their parents who are here today, their extended family that are here, and also to celebrate the graduation from high school. So graduates, today is your day. The path at times has been tough and the journey will not get easier, but you can draw from your school experiences, the lifelong lessons each of your teachers provided for you, and with the help of your family and loved ones, no challenge is too great to overcome. I applaud you for your accomplishments. Congratulations, graduating class of 2017.
I'm Sabrina Jensen. I'm the teacher for the students with severe disabilities at Westwood High School, and I have 3 graduates this year: Khalees Terrell Allen, Caitlin Paige Haynes, and Carlos Julian Velicana. I have had Katie and Khalees since, for the past 10 years, since we were at Dent Middle School. So I'm really going to miss both of them. Khalees has provided the music for the class all these years. Whenever he needs to get a new keyboard because one has died from overuse, he learns all the presets within a half hour or so. He is very loyal to his friends, and he just loves chicken nuggets and wants to dance, and for some reason, I don't know why, he's totally blind, but when he dances, he can jump in the air, spin around 360 degrees, and land exactly the same spot that he was before. So it's just amazing to me. He can find his way around the room, and if we have rearranged the furniture, we just have to tell him once where everything is, and then he can get around. So yes, Khalees. And then Katie, as you can see, is very energetic and likes to be in a lot of different places at once, and apparently saw somebody she really wanted to get to out in the audience. But she was always happy with people. Is a classroom jokester, but yet at the same time she had a caring, compassionate side. We had one time when a student dropped something and it rolled under a couch where he could not get to it. Katie stopped what she was doing when she was playing and all that, and just went over and got it for him and brought it back to him and smiled at him, and then went back to what she was doing. But she took that time out of her time to help him out, and I appreciated that about her. Julian just came to us this past February, and I really had no intentions of getting attached because, hey, he was already 21 and we only had till May. But Julian made that impossible. He talks to everybody. He's our class ambassador. Anyone that comes in the room, he's going to greet. And when he drives his motorized chair down the hallways, he talks to everybody in the hallways as well. So all 3 of these students are going to be missed, and I'm hoping that things go well for them after they've exited school. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Josh Fulmer, and I've got the honor and pleasure to teach these 3 incredible students these past 2 years at Blythewood High School: Kelsey Danielle Haynes, Randall Austin Raspberry, and Lorenzo Delantre Smith. I think about these past 2 years and all the memories and the happy times, the challenging times, the wonderful times, just the list goes on. And I was thinking the past week, I've only known these 3 young adults for 2 years. I think about all the other lives that they've touched and the time that they've spent here, not just in school, but in their life journey. Start with our ladies first, Kelsey Haynes. What a remarkable young lady. From all the many outfits that I've seen her wear in these past 2 years, I'll never forget that first one, her first day of school in 2015 when she came in with that yellow dress and those little white shoes. The reason why I wear my ID is because of Kelsey. I say that because she likes to have things in order. She knows where I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to be doing. When I try to change the schedule, the routine up, she would always be the first one to let me know, we don't do things this way. Randall, what a contagious and overwhelming smile and laugh that young man has. He can light up a room when he gets off the bus until when he gets on that bus in the afternoon. I love how Randall loves nature. I love when we get to take walks outside on the track, or when we hear a plane go by, or we might see a butterfly out there by just outside of our classroom by the window. Randy's for sure to point it out. Lorenzo Smith, probably one of the most caring individuals I've ever met. When he comes up and speaks to you, you can't help but feel the love and joy that he has for others. He's loved so much that he was nominated as our homecoming king at Blythewood High School this past school year. These 3 students, these 3 young adults are remarkable. They're definitely going to be missed. I just want their parents to know that I see them out there, that thank you for giving me this opportunity. It's something I'll never forget. Our classroom will never be the same without these 3, but the memories and the joys and the times that we've had in those classrooms, I know that Kelsey and Randy and Lorenzo will never forget. I wish them well, and remember that you might be getting a text or a call on their birthdays or just to see how things are going. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Diana Rakes, and I'm the autism teacher at Spring Valley High School. Today we have Benjamin Patrick Goad and Edgar Yvonne Medrano Garcia graduating from our class. Yvonne came to us just a few years ago, having only been in a Spanish-speaking environment, so he had lots of adjustments to make, but not nearly as many as we did. I quickly learned that we have the Spanish-speaking liaisons in the district, and I found lots of friends that were Spanish speakers. I learned how to use a translator on the computer, but we made it work. Yvonne now knows much more English than I do Spanish, though. He is nonverbal, but when we give him tasks to do or ask him to do something in English, he's right there to do it for us. Yvonne loves balls, and he has a great vertical jump. Jim, I should have you come and look at him sometime. Seriously, he can jump 3 feet off the ground just with a single oof. Yvonne has a wonderful smile. He's always happy. He's loves to clean the room. He doesn't like for things to be out of place or have finger smudges on them. He has the cleanest iPad in the room because he's always getting a wipe and cleaning it to make sure that it's just okay. He knows exactly where the iPad apps are that he likes, and he makes no bones about letting us know when we choose one that he prefers not to do that day. He'll move it right to the ones that he wants to do. Ben Goad has been with us at Spring Valley for 2 years. Ben is his own man. He wants to do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. And I think that his mom will be the first one to agree with me there. And I know that because she's the one that told me that when I first met her. We actually met in CPI training, since she does work for the district, the summer before Ben came to my room. And she told me, Ben wants to do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. And I think my comment was something like, sounds like a teenage boy to me. So Ben has a wonderful smile too, and when he's happy, he's just lights up the room. Ben has had senioritis this year. His mom told me that too. And he's ready to go on to be at home with his family and to work in a family business. And he has been able to do lots of things since he came to Spring Valley. He likes the iPad. He also likes the balls. He likes to do some of the activities that our specially designed PE teacher does. And sometimes he doesn't so much. So with these kids, we've learned that we can't always make the decisions, and even though they may not be able to speak, even though we may think that they don't always understand, they have a voice, and they have an opinion, and they want to do the things that they want to do. So maybe sometimes we just need to be quiet and watch and listen to them, because what they have to say isn't always said with words. Thank you.
I would now like to present the 2017 graduates. Will the Board of Trustees please join Dr. Helm in the presentation of the awarding of the certificates. Khalees Terrell Allen, Westwood High School. Edgar Yvonne Medrano Garcia, Spring Valley High School. Benjamin Patrick Goad, Spring Valley High School. Caitlin Paige Haynes, Westwood High School. Kelsey Danielle Haynes, Blythewood High School. Randall Alston Raspberry, Blythewood High School. Lorenzo Delantre Smith, Blythewood High School. Carlos Julian B.G. Canna, Westwood High School.
And now the special words that we say at graduation. And now, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Richland School District 2 Board of Trustees and by the South Carolina Department of Education, I hereby affirm that you have completed the requirements of the state of South Carolina, the Department of Education, and the Richland 2 Board of Trustees, and are duly entitled to receive your diplomas. Congratulations. Now I get to make a few closing remarks, and I want to say congratulations again to these graduates, now that they are officially our graduates. And I want to thank you and your families, their families, and their teachers for bringing them here, and congratulate them on the work that they put into earning these diplomas. They say that it takes a village to raise a child, and these students have had quite a village. Parents, family, fellow students, therapists, doctors, and of course their teachers and administrators. The Richland Two family has been proud to be part of this village and honored to do so. Now, I mentioned the Richland Two family. We often refer to ourselves as a family, so when one of ours graduates, it is a special moment. I'm pretty sure that if you polled the teachers, administrators, and board members who attend the 8 graduation ceremonies that we hold each year, they would say that this is one of the most precious. These students, in particular, have become like family. One student has been with us since he was 3 years old and has been in the same class with the same teacher for 10 years. One of his classmates has been with him 8 of those 10 years. That's a long history together, and tight, loving bonds have been formed. Other students have similar stories. These students have been on quite a journey together, one that they will remember for the rest of their lives. I know that our students have learned a great deal from their teachers. I'm also guessing that each of their teachers can tell you how much they, in turn, have learned from these students. Students, you've made hard-earned achievements, some great, some small. All teachers make breakthroughs with their students, but those breakthroughs are especially touching with students who face the challenges that these students face. Today, we have celebrated those many achievements with a graduation ceremony. But as you know, graduations are also commencements. Our students are each going to start a new chapter in their lives. Some will start a day program, another will become part of a family business. Students, whatever lies ahead of you, we wish you the very best. You will be missed. In Richland Two, we have what we call the 4 squares. They're the cornerstones of what we do. These squares are learning, character, community, and joy. During this ceremony, it has not been hard to see the joy on these students' faces and those of their family and friends. We are grateful that they have been part of our Richland Two family. I want to close with a poem. Graduation is a time to remember and a time to dream, a time to look back and a time to look forward, a time for songs of laughter and a time for tears of joy, a time for letting go and a time for discovering hopes and dreams that are yet unborn, a time to say goodbye to yesterday and a time to greet tomorrow with courage, a time for loving hearts to gather, and a time to celebrate all that you are and all that you may become. With loving hearts, we celebrate a milestone in these students' lives and wish each of them and their families well. Students, once again, congratulations.
Good morning. I have the opportunity to do 3 presentations, and the final presentation will include my daughter singing her selection, so we'll ask the student in the booth if she would hold that selection for just a moment. We have 2 wonderful teachers that are retiring this year, and they are really crown jewels, as you can see, their commitment to their students. Diana Rakes. And Diana is just a jewel. She has a heart of gold. Her classroom, when you walk in, it's so well organized and such a trusting environment. The parents who trust her with their children who have a lot of needs, and she has such compassion. And so she will be missed in the special education department. This is just a small token of our appreciation and thanks for all that you've done through the years. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And then we have Sabrina Jensen. Sabrina, I was asked to recognize you today. Sometimes people just deserve a recognition, Sabrina.
Okay, thank you.
You are at a point in your career where you could change if you so choose, but you continue to come every day and you willingly work with students who require so much care. And having worked with you as a principal, I've seen your passion. I think about the time you walked into my office with a picture and you said, "Do you see this student falling off of their bed at home? They need a new bed." And you had me sign a letter so that that child could get another bed. That just shows passion for you to come in and say, "Stop what you're doing, I need some help, my child needs some help." It's not even here at school, it's at home. And I've seen you go to the hospital and stay all night with families when their children have been in the hospital. And that's dedication. And no one pays you for that, but that's the love, the compassion that you bring to Richland Two, and you deserve a recognition for all you do and being one of our senior stateswoman in Richland Two in our special education department. So just a small token of thanks to you for all you do. Who knew that 4 squares could transform Richland School District 2? Learning, character, community, and joy. And as we look around this room and we see all of the students, they exemplify those 4 squares. And they were the brainchild of a remarkable woman. And we're here today, and during this occasion, it is our honor to celebrate her and her vision. When she talks about all children, she really means parents and community members. She means all children. The over 3,500 children with disabilities in Richland School District 2. She has a concern and a heart for them, and the 4 squares are for them as well. We salute her today on behalf of the teachers, students, staff, parents, and community members that support children with disabilities. Debbie Ham is an angel, and we see her halo in what she does on a daily basis. And we have a selection that we will share with you this morning.
Remember those walls I built with Debbie then tumbling down. They didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound. I found a way to let you in, but I never really had a doubt. Standing in the light of your halo, I got my angel now. It's like I've been awakened. Every rule I had you breaking. It's the risk that I'm taking. I ain't never gonna shut you out. Everywhere I'm looking out, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can see your halo. You know you're my saving grace. You're everything I need and more. It's written all over your face. Baby, I can see your halo. Pray it won't fade away. I can see your halo. I can feel your halo. I can see your halo. Halo. Ooh.
And Debbie, we just have a small token of appreciation to you as you begin your travels, a journal and a book of great places to travel. So on behalf of all of the special ed community, we honor you this morning.
Well, you know, it's been my honor to be part of this family. Thank you.
Thank you.